Yeah, hello all. Good afternoon. This is Dr. Pushpa. So I think everything is going fine. And let's start today the maintenance management class. As we all know, maintenance. What is maintenance? We just hear here and there maintenance word. So and we are equipped with maintenance. We always ensure that we are maintaining our body, we are maintaining our vehicle, we are maintaining our fitness, we are maintaining at our home, we are maintaining our garden, we are maintaining our electronic items. Every day we maintain our phone. So maintain has become a buzzword for everyone in the day-to-day life. And we are more and more specific nowadays towards maintenance. Earlier, what was like, okay, it was very often or very rarely done, or once in a while, we used to concentrate on maintenance. But now, every day from morning to evening, we decide our food, and we see that we are taking a hygienic food, we are taking it at regular intervals, we are having our body fitness. Even we see our phone, right? We try to clean the cache, we try to clean the scan, we have a scan for a mobile, and we try to see that it is properly having a battery charged, and we see that battery saver is on, we see that notifications are on. So every day we are cautious for one or other thing, and we maintain in a specific way. So in the same way, when we talk about organizations, when we talk about the word maintenance management, so why maintenance management? Maintenance management is a question mark for all the organizations. We see organizations are more and more specific now towards maintenance management, because finance department or production department is no way having the right to take the risk. They are no way in the scope of taking the risk for a 1 minute delay also in the production, because competition has increased. We see number of companies coming on in the market. We see everyone is going on with an innovative concept, and we see that developments are going on a very vigorous rate. Now, if at all we talk about earlier, artificial intelligence was um, myth specifying that what artificial intelligence will do for us. But now we can see artificial intelligence have changed all the world. You see, all the operations are done with artificial intelligence. The machines are being operated by artificial intelligence. The pilots, artificial intelligence, through our AI, we are seeing automated pilots who are just running the flight. We are just seeing the scope of, you can see a very classic example for artificial intelligence to be operated was for IPL. I think you may be all aware of IPL. In IPL in Ahmedabad, they had a very fantastic show with I think 1,000 to 3,000 drones were being operated on a single note to show the symbolic nature of IPL. So that's the beauty of the technology that we are having. And if at all the organizations are not focusing on these developments of technology, if at all they are unable to maintain it, and if at all they do not recover at a right time, they do not respond at a right time, there are more chances of failure for the organizations. So maintenance management was, if at all I see, earlier, if at all we are having a lovely bike, what happens when we have a lovely bike? We try to clean it, we try to maintain it, then we try to see that we have an insurance to be booked on it, and we drive rashly. Okay, So we see that, okay, it is, I am just taking care of my vehicle, I am cleaning it regularly, and I am using it in a very, very, very vigorous way than to be handled. And imagine, if at all you are not maintaining it properly, if at all you are not giving it for servicing, if at all you are not tightening your brakes, if at all you are not checking off your tube, you went for a long tour and you had a puncture, right? You went for a long tour and the road was not pretty well, and because of tires, you had a very major accident, right? So there are more and more chances of failure when we don't maintain properly. That's the reason we are very cautious. Nowadays, why everyone are cautious of health? Because uh, the risk of non-maintenance has increased. We are seeing the loss has become increased. And in this technology era, if at all we see the organizations are going on for a continuous loss, who will bear this loss? The companies can bear the loss. The companies can spare the employees for their negligence on the maintenance part. Can we just lose a life because of this non-maintenance? We can see so many fire accidents going on in the manufacturing sectors. Every one or other day we see in one or other industry, or when one or other manufacturing company, we see an accident, we see a blast, we see a crane falling down, we see, because of uh, the difference in the temperatures, there is a high blast, right? There is the blast furnace has blasted on, right? The chemicals have been spilled over. Uh, Someone has been rolled out in the fans of the machinery. That someone have fallen from the top of the um, deck whenever they were working on. So we see so many incidents that are happening. And these are all accidents. So accidents are always not because of our fault, but most of the times accidents are because of non-maintenance. So do you think the organizations can bear this, right? Bear this loss? There is a loss of life, there is a loss of production, there is a delay in the production, there is a risk for the organization of credibility, there is a risk of quality, there is a risk of everything, there is a risk of profitability. So who will bear that risk? Right. So let me share some objectives of maintenance management. So if at all we see the syllabus according to your university concern, right? So we have different aspects of maintenance management to be covered. We can see, so why maintenance management? So coming to the block one, we see that, we have to first of all understand whenever we are studying any subject or studying any topic, it is very, very important for everyone to understand the objective, because without objective, without destination, without direction, if at all I am telling you something, you don't know where are you going. You will be simply going, right? If at all I tell that, okay, you have to walk left, you have to walk right, you have to walk wrong, walk straight, that is fine, you are doing it. But you have to understand the objective, that okay, by doing this, what we are going to gain? Simply I am just a doll to get instructed by someone? No. So every subject, whenever you are learning any subject, you have to understand that the objective of the subject, the purpose of the subject, the scope of the subject, why this subject, where it will take me, what are the benefits that I am going to get from learning something, where is the applicability. And if at all we are clear with this, then we can connect the topics with whatever our expectations are. Right. So the first block consists of the structure and strategies of maintenance management. That is from the topmost organization perspective. What are the different strategies? What is a strategy? Strategy is a plan that they are going to prepare for maintaining this. Right. So for maintenance management, then we talk about the costing and budgeting aspects, because we have to allocate some money to maintain. Right. We have to allocate and we have to ensure that everything is not again going on to maintenance. Right. Then we have planned maintenance. So the first block will be completely concentrating on the objectives of maintenance management, why maintenance management, what you are supposed to do, and what the higher level authority is trying to plan for maintenance management, how the finance department is trying to cost or budget for allocate the budget for maintenance management, and the planned maintenance management systems and controls. Then coming to the second block, we will try to study on. So after we plan, after we schedule, what we try to do, we try to implement it. So when we are implementing, definitely everything is not in a successful manner, right? Everything doesn't go on according to us. You are maintaining a vehicle, but unfortunately, the brake quality was not good. So you had a failure and the brake failed and you had a major accident. So it's not your fault, right? So sometimes what happens, you will be having failures in maintenance management, and that you have to rectify. Okay, failure has happened. If at all you are not rectifying it and trying to see that again and again it is getting repeated, who is under loss? You are under loss, right? Then replacement decision. So based on the failure data analysis, you will try to see that what can be replaced, because the loss is loss, but we have to ensure that next time we are not doing this loss for the organization. So that is been the second block. Then we have rectifying. Right, after replacement, we will try to see that, okay, I have to do something for on a continuous basis. Right. So reliability, availability, and maintainability concepts. Then we talk about whenever we are maintaining, whenever we are designing our policies, it's also essential for an organization to ensure safety, to ensure environmental aspects have been maintained in this maintenance management, right? Whatever the policies you are designing, it should be not beyond or impacting the environment. Then you have HR dimensions, human resource dimensions in maintenance management, wherein you talk from an HR perspective, that how the performance appraisal have to be done, how the human resources have to be planned for the maintenance management department, how the training have to be provided for the maintenance management department. So you try to analyze that what are the problems that are being associated with with the manforce, whoever are involved in maintenance management, right? Then maintenance management audit. Coming to the block 4, we have, so generally what type of maintenance we do? Spare parts. Spare parts are very essential for the machinery, right? Bolts get rotten, or there's very, very small spare parts that are very important, and a small loose connection of will be creating a very huge loss. So spare parts maintenance, waste management, how you try to reduce the resources, maintenance effectiveness. And then coming to block 5, we will talk about the advanced techniques and the application of AI. What I told nowadays, all the machines are being operated automatically nowadays, right? Automatically, you will have one automated system, and if at all you are feeding the program in the automated system, each and every machine is been operated. It gets operated on its own. It gets start on its own. Then it gets, it checks on its own the configurations, and then it self starts the production, and itself closes once the production is stopped. So that is the beauty of artificial intelligence. So what are the advanced techniques that the organizations are following? how we can see the computer applications are being useful for maintenance management and industry 4.0. All right, so I think you are now pretty good to understand what is maintenance and why the maintenance and why the organizations are driving towards maintenance. Right. We see world class technology has been come on. We see there is lot of competition in the organizations. We see number of products are being introduced and right. See, today in modern industry, equipment and machinery are very important part of total productive efforts than was the case years ago. So what we have discussed, we have almost discussed that earlier it was very, very fine that, okay, if at all you don't maintain your body also, they used to live 100 years. We can see our ancestors happily living 50, 70, 80 years active. And now that's not the case in us. We see that, okay, to have a healthy life, we should have healthy oil, we should have organic food, we should have on time, we should eat before 7, we should not eat after 8 a.m. in the morning. So there are so many conditions, right? And if at all we don't maintain accordingly, definitely the loss is becoming very expensive. So moreover, with the development of special purpose and the sophisticated machines, their maintenance costs have been high. You can see whenever we purchase a car, we purchase an Indian car, we are very happy because maintenance cost is very, very low. Suppose you are purchasing a Mercedes Benz, you are purchasing a Rolls Royce. Everyone will be telling, "Arey, it's a sophisticated vehicle. Maintenance cost is very high. You cannot just use rough and tough." So what happens when you have the sophisticated technology, when you have a touch screen in your car to get operated for automated driving, right? You have to maintain that with care. You cannot get scratches on the screen. You cannot, blow on or use dirty items in the sitting in the front place because maintenance should be very, very high. You should always check on your condition of the car on a regular basis. And a small spare part is also very costly because of that sophisticated technology that has been imbibed in that particular product or machinery. So maintenance is must. So maintenance is so if at all we say maintenance is a combination of activities carried out to retain an item or restore it in an acceptable condition. So what we try to do in a maintenance, we try to see that it is gaining the same condition as it was after repair. Right. So we will try to see that It is gaining the same condition after repair, or it is or it is restoring it in an acceptable condition. So at least it should be in a phase wherein we are accepting it. Right. So why the maintenance? So what are the different problems that arises generally in any of the organization? In any of the manufacturing concern, we see there are so many problems. Loss of production. So why there is a loss of production? If at all I call store in charge and tell that why the production has been stopped. So he will give number of reasons that, okay, the machinery is not maintained properly, the switches are been gone, there is a short circuit going on in the electronic switches, or there is a disconnection or loose connection in the machinery where we cannot operate it. Right, the cold compressors are not properly maintained. The boiling points are very high and the material is very delicate. Right, so there are so many reasons for the loss of production. Right, so we have to, these are on a regular basis. So why this? Rescheduling of production. So why the production has stopped? Why it has been rescheduled? Is the inventory not on time? Is the raw material supply not on time? Is the machinery was not according to the schedule, or was not running according to the schedule, and why we have to reschedule the production? This is again a very big problem in the organization. Then we talk about materials wastage. So we see whenever we are stopping the process in middle, sometimes what happens when you are cutting and the cutting doesn't happen and it stops in the middle, you cannot again start the machine and expect the same product. So you have to let go the material that has already been half cut, and again you have to insert the new products. Again the process will start. So materials wastage will be increased whenever there is a stoppage of process damages. Need for overtime. Sometimes you have to work more than your capacity. Need for work subcontracting. Sometimes your workforce is not enough and you try to depend on the subcontracting. So these are the general problems for breakdown in any of the organizations. So these are all general problems for the breakdown. And why this breakdown? So the most common answer the operations manager will give, that why these problems, he will just simply put the blame on the maintenance department. He tells that maintenance department is not properly functioning. They don't do the work properly. Suppose there is a short circuit, I'll just complain to the electricity department that my pole is not maintained properly. That's the reason every day we are having a short circuit at home. There is a voltage difference because the electricity department is not maintaining the poles properly. They are not coming and checking the poles properly, and because of that, high voltage is coming off. So simply for anything happens, for any wrong thing happening in the organization, you see that it's the blame of the maintenance department. So it should be provided in the light of cost benefit analysis. So whenever we are trying to allocate the budgets, they will tell why maintenance department should be allocated so much. They don't do anything until and unless the repair comes, they will not walk on. And if at all the repair comes also, we don't see anyone vigorously maintaining it properly. What they do, they don't do anything. So that is the common thinking of any lay person, that maintenance department is the coolest one. Nothing have to be done. Whenever the problem arises, then only we have to wake up. But always the problem is there because they are not waking up and they are not doing the duty properly. Right. So what is the objective of maintenance management? So what their objective is, definitely maintenance department's responsibility is to check the machinery that they are working in an optimum working condition and minimum operating cost. So they are working in a good condition, but also at the minimum operating cost. then they have to see that the time schedule of the delivery is not affected because of the non-availability of machinery. So what I told, sometimes the machinery broke down and we see that there is a rescheduling done in the uh, organization, right? So no, they have to ensure that this doesn't occur always, and there must not be any failure in the machinery. Whatever the process is, it have to go accordingly. If at all you see, paper printing have to be done by almost 2 o'clock at night, and if at all you see there is a repair in the printing machine and they rectified it at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, and the paper production stops and the paper is being printed at 5 o'clock. Imagine the situation. You will be waiting for the paper by 5 o'clock, and the agents will be waiting, and you will not get the paper delivered. So that is the crucial, critical situation for any of the organization. The scheduling of the delivery should be so perfect, and it should not be affected because of machinery. Right? If at all you don't get milk on time, at milk factory there had a disturbance, and because of that there is a delay in the production of milk and the delay in the supply of milk to the milk parlors. What happens? Imagine, in natural calamities it is very difficult to get us because there is a disturbance in the schedule of delivery. The performance of the machinery or facility is dependable and reliable, right? So here, the performance of the machinery, we have to ensure that they are apt and perform effectively. The downtime of the machinery is to be kept minimum. Downtime means what? It's not operating. So the non-operating time should always be kept minimum. Not down, it is down. That is the reason it is not operating. The maintenance cost is properly monitored, right? So they are being considered as overhead costs. We have direct costs, we have indirect costs. So direct costs are which have been incurred for machinery or material or for salaries or for electricity bill. So the overhead costs are something which is right for all these maintenance things. So maintenance cost is being considered as a overhead cost, and we have to control it. Simply maintenance cost is there. That's the reason you are just cleaning every day the machinery, though it's not needed. You are incurring more expenses. Then the life of the activity is prolonged because of this maintenance. So why we do maintenance? We ensure that the life of the equipment is been increased. The maintenance standards in terms of quality must be set. The maintenance standards in terms of quality must be set to achieve desired reliability. So to ensure that the product is more reliable, to ensure the quality is reliable, we try to see that maintenance standards are being apt and perfect in any of the organization. So these are these objectives that always the HR personnel or the maintenance personnel will try to ensure, and see that the maintenance management is very, very smoother in the organization. So see, the following objectives are to minimize the loss of productive time, to extend the useful life of plant, to minimize the loss, to ensure operational readiness, that is every equipment should be ready to work, to ensure efficient use of maintenance equipments, to ensure safety of personnel, to maximize efficiency, improve the quality. So these are all the objectives of the maintenance man. So what they do for achieving this? What they do for achieving this? Maintenance of existence plant and equipment, maintenance of existing plant buildings and grounds. What I told. So nowadays, so many short circuits are happening in apartments itself. Right. So because of the non-maintenance, you can see in apartments, in the older apartments, there is a more scope of short circuits, right? Repair and monitor alterations. Equipment inspection and lubrication. utilities, generation, alteration. So these are all the primary functions. And the secondary functions are storekeeping, plant protection, maintaining the spare parts, wastage disposal, insurance, and other services. So what he does? What he does? He try to supervise. What are the responsibilities of a maintenance manager? He will supervise everything is according to the schedules or not. He will try to see that assets and facilities are being managed according to the department budget or not. Then provides training and continuous development, because we have to ensure a smooth flow and they have to be trained on to reduce the wastage. So we have to provide training and continuous development on maintenance personnel. Drives the maintenance and reliability. So you can just go through the roles and responsibilities according to the functions that they perform and objectives that they are having. So what are the challenges? Rapid growth of technology. What I told, there is so much of increase in the technology where sometimes you are unable to maintain it though you want to. Right. So cost is very high. Advent of new advanced diagnostic tools, advanced store management techniques to train and upgrade, analyze the analysis of breakdown. So you can see lot many challenges that have been there. So here they have given a wonderful case wherein they have involved in the different roles and responsibilities. So you can just go through the case and you can just analyze from your perspective, if at all you are in the position of Carol Mass, right? And you are doing your career with an MS in economics from the University of Washington. What you will do if at all you were in his place, or what strategies you will derive, right? So you can just go through a wonderful case, right? So as it's the first class and introduction class, I feel that in the morning also we had discussed on maintenance management. So with this, we will end up for the class, and any doubts, if at all, you can type in the comments and that will be answered after the class. Okay. Just before you come for the next class, you just analyze that how the organizations are driving towards, and you can just relate with your daily to daily examples on maintenance management, and you can just come with a very good preparation so that you can have an idea that what exactly the subject talks about.